Namaste. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome. Welcome to my channel. I'm Sadhana. And just kind of winding up the card of the year readings. We have two more to do. This is the Hierophant. And then next is the Lovers. And I feel this is a really important card on many levels, because if you've drawn this 5 card and it is a 5-year, yeah, double fives. And I really invite you to look to the, I'll hold up the card in just a moment, the wisdom. Look to the wisdom. And where is it that you find your wisdom? You know, where is it that you... Is there, you know, this is the, I wasn't going to go here. I'm just thinking, because of something that happened yesterday, and we were talking about teachers and gurus, and the word guru means one who dispels the darkness, I believe, one who dispels the darkness. And so the reason we lean to the wise ones is because they shine the light, and they have walked the path, or they have been born enlightened. And while this is not the high priestess, and the ancient knowledge in the Hierophant may come through more doctrine than intuitive knowledge, there is still a component of that ancient wisdom that is incredibly important here. And let's kind of lean into Taurus as well too. So this is your Taurus energy. And if you are Taurus and you are, if you've doubled up for some reason, you're Taurus and your number is 5 for this year, there will be a few of you, then some kind of self-study, some kind of spiritual study, religious study might really help this year. Perhaps dusting some of those books off your shelf and that you've never read. You wondered why you bought them. Well, this is the year to purchase them. I'm going to turn this one over right away just because it really wanted to vervain. We'll get to that in a moment. So just kind of contemplate that. I wanted to hold this one up for you so you could see this beautiful card and all the wisdom in her face. Yeah. Okay. The other aspect, of course, is the whole energy of the sacred geometry of the pentagram. And this would, because this is a 5-year and because you pulled the Hierophant card, 5s are going to be really significant this year. And so I'm going to say 5 is your lucky number this year. 5 is the number that's going to reveal things to you. 5s are going to show up in ways like they never have before, especially if you're paying attention. You know, like how the more you pay attention to something, the more it shows up. So there's something about that number 5. And of course, that is going to be the same for everybody. Like if your card was the Empress, 3s will be an important number for you this year. But I'm emphasizing this because it is a 5-year and your card is 5. So it's like you have, almost like you have extra power with the 5. Simplifying this is a good year to go back to school. It's a good year to go back to teaching, or both. So either of those roles will go well this year. And I'm really curious what's happening in Pentacles, because I often look to the Pentacles as the learning and the teaching. This is the green man. This is the king of Pentacles. Okay. It's a very strong energy to have in the suit of Pentacles. Okay, and up here in the mind, I love this Six of Swords. I'm not sure what this is about. And you know, it's funny, I see a cross here. I don't know if that was intended in the art, but I see a cross there. Moving on. So what does moving on mean to you for this year? Like what's going on in your life? What do you need to move on from? And remember that if you read tarot, you know the Six of Swords came from the Five of Swords. And so it truly is time to move on. And how can you move on through the archetype of the Hierophant, through the teacher, through the student, through the wise one? These are all, you know, just food for thought questions to get you thinking about. I almost see these readings as setting up a mind map for 2021. Not so much like, you know, this is what's going to happen to you in 2021, but these are ways to perhaps, if you've already done a mind map or you've already done some intention setting, these are ways to revise and expand and redirect your whatever intentions you've already been laying out. You know that there's a window, there's a frame of leaves in the Vervain and the King of Pentacles. It's almost as if they're looking through something. And this one also has that sense of looking through, looking forward, far sight. You know, not nearsightedness, far sightedness, big picture stuff. What is the big picture? What is the big picture for you? And so maybe this is a year of not getting caught up in small-mindedness, little issues. Oh, okay. Magic. So your sacred being is Fata Morgana. Fata Morgana. Are you aware of this expression? You know, like this is when you see in the summer, you know, when you look ahead on the pavement and you think there's water, but then there's no water. This also refers to Morgana Le Fay. There's mystery and magic to this energy. And I'm also kind of looking here and looking here. So there's something about it's about being cautious of illusion, but also being curious like a child, having the mind of a child when it comes to magic and things. Oh, we have another king here. What's all this kingly energy? That's not what I was expecting. Okay, I'm going to read this one, which I've read a few times. So the keyword is illusion. Not everything is as it appears. Even when you think you could swear by it, some things are not just right and some things are not just true. Like those hazy water mirages on hot summer days and cargo ships hovering on the horizon. When you discover you've traveled deep into the woods, miles upon miles down a long, winding, incongruous road that has left you empty and torn, stop, recalibrate. Shake it up and turn yourself around. tip everything over and upside down or right side up. Create a path that is true to you. Create a path. Create a path that is true to you. These kings here really want you to lead. I'm almost thinking like if you were going back to school to do your master's in administration to become a principal, you know, this is what I'm feeling. It's a super strong energy. This is a beautiful card. I love this card. So this is connection. This is not isolation. This is celebration. So what are you moving towards? Like, this is your emotional body. A gift. A gift. A gift of a celebration. A gift. Everything is not as it appears. Okay, let's go to Vervain. Let's go to Vervain. These three, they're all extremely strong and wise and blessed with, they're blessed with wisdom through a lineage of ancestors who have led and taught and inspired. Inspired is an important word for you this year. Vervain. So this card here. If we can infuse a sense of magic into our lives, we are truly blessed. Sadness and apparent obstructions seem to flee from us as if unwelcome. A beneficent cycle is set in motion whereby our good intentions and acts result in further positive actions from others, which in turn enhance our own lives. This Vervain is kind of talking to the gift and the celebration on the other side of the reading. Druids offer gifts of honey or milk to plants that they harvest. This ritual act conveys gratitude and the desire not simply take from the earth. If you have selected this card, it may indicate that you are entering such a cycle because of your own acts of goodness. In the old days, it was believed that Vervain favored the settling of disputes. Which is what this is about. Vervain favored the settling of disputes. And choosing this card may mean that you are being called upon to settle an argument or achieve reconciliation between two opposing positions. So is the Hierophant the arbitrator between the King of Pentacles and the King of Fire? Are you in a position to be the mediator, the arbitrator? Is that your role? There's also an aspect of creativity. That one really resonated with me. I'm wondering. Okay, so let's tie this. Let's wind this all together, because there's some. So this is the honey that's being offered to the earth, thanking for the plant. And I encourage you, if you've never heard of Vervain, if you can just see if it grows in your area, if you can get some seeds, if you can connect with this plant. This plant has some medicine for you this year. maybe you can maybe make a copy of a photo in a book that has vervain. Maybe there's a painting with vervain. Maybe there is a, I really feel that with each of these cards, there's something in the plant medicine that is available to you. I'm very curious about things are not as they seem. And this things are not as they seem seems to be connected to this potential mediation, which you may have to move on from. I feel like if I could rearrange these cards, which I don't want to do because they're going to go off the camera, like I feel like I could put these in order. But time is an illusion, of course, as well too, and how this is exactly going to play out. I don't feel like the gift is the illusion. I don't feel like the celebration is the illusion. What may be the illusion is the perception of these two aspects of yourself. These two aspects of yourself might have been the instigators of what came before the Six of Swords, the argument, the quarreling that caused you to come to this place where it is time to move on. So I really feel like the moving on flows into it's a gift. So what is the gift? The gift is seeing clearly. The gift is seeing clearly. And so the process here is to step back. Step way back. How do we do that? We do that through practices of silence. We give ourselves space. Maybe we take a few extra hours off a week, right? In order to step back and out of the picture so we can see the whole thing. We need to physically get out of it. Emotionally, we need to get out of it so that we can see it. So I feel like in this reading, there's a whole story being painted, a whole potential story being painted. And I hope that some of these bits and pieces are resonating with you because it's actually quite a beautiful story. And as I was saying at the beginning, because this is the Hierophant in a 5-year, any of these aspects could be amplified in a way that may be a little overwhelming. So it's important that you are, it's important that, this stepping away has two purposes. The stepping away is not only about giving you clear perspective, a wider perspective, but it's also important for your mental health. Okay. So take some time to think about that and then come back a little bit later and write something in the comments and let me know if any of these pieces is starting to get you thinking about how you might shift things up for your 2021. Okay, so thanks for being here. Namaste. I look forward to seeing you in another reading or commenting with you later on. Replying to your comments later on. Okay.